Being outside in the summer sun is not only exhausting, it's also a big health risk. But if you take the proper precautions, you can enjoy the outdoors without having a heat stroke. And Dr. Ziegler, a physician at Advanced Health Center, is here to explain what we need to know. Thanks for coming, Dr. Ziegler.
It's good to see you.
So when we talk about heat exhaustion and heat stroke, do people mix those two up?
They do, and it's because your temperature is starting to rise. And I really want people to go outside and have a great summer. It's a great time to be outside, but we really have to try to focus on more kind of hydrating issues. People don't hydrate enough. And when we talk about dehydration, it's actually water leaving your body and not enough coming in.
And it takes time to build up the water that we need, does it not?
Correct. So for an average person, what they need to do and try to understand is that if you're 120 pounds, you should be drinking about 80 ounces of water a day. So about 2 liters. You'd use about 2 liters of water if you're 120 pounds. That is without any type of physical exertion. Without exercise, that's just your daily water intake. And that's very important to understand.
I'm thinking about glasses. I was thinking, okay, 10 8-ounce glasses of water a day. People here think, oh, all I need is eight glasses of water a day and I'm fine. But in the summer months, I would imagine you would need more than that.
Right, and you do. So say you're taking a brisk walk. You're going to actually probably perspire a good amount of water, probably about 16 ounces just with a brisk walk. And people have to understand about water, how when water comes into your body, 75% of your body is water. And that's mostly intercellular, extracellular. And then what's going to happen is we're going to actually sweat some of it out. We're going to urinate it. Some of it comes out in our bowels. But also, water leaves us when we breathe. And people forget that. That's another point, how water leaves our body. So we have to make sure we really focus on the hydration. If you get dehydrated, we're going to start to run into a problem. And I don't want to be an alarmist, but this is the problem. People start dehydrated, and then it starts to escalate to heat exhaustion. Your temperature starts to rise, possibly heat stroke. And we really have to get that message out there, so people need to hydrate.
This is deadly. So this is something to be taken very seriously. Correct. When should you start? Should you start as soon as you wake up in the morning?
Prevention is key. You're correct. Really start. I prefer people taking 2 glasses of water as soon as they get out of bed, really helping their organs, helping their heart, their liver, their kidneys, flushing out the toxicities. Water is a great, great tool. And I wish more people just drank water like that, but they drink coffee and caffeine. That could also dehydrate you. And that's what happens. It's, again, a diuretic. And that can actually make you urinate more and lose more of that water. So we have to focus on getting water into your system. And you want to encourage other people to drink water. And
you advocate making your own forms of healthy water. You can just add lemon if you like, but you can also create an electrolyte drink as well.
And and that's my favorite, is the lemon water. If you're exercising, right,
well, you and I are speaking the same language.
I love the lemon water.
That's my favorite drink.
It puts flavor in the water. It's natural.
It's delicious.
I love that. People go to these types of blue dyes, sugar water. I'm not a fan. I'll tell you right now. If you're not exercising over 60 minutes or 90 minutes, I really don't think you even need this. This puts weight on you. It's calories. It's synthetic. It's not really a great go-to, but people want to drink it.
They do. I'm smiling
they have great
because
commercials.
That's very common in my house. I've got really athletic kids, and they love that stuff.
They love those commercials.
I'm turning over a new leaf. I'm going to do what you asked me to do.
Yeah, I mean, even if you want to do something with less sugar, I like some of the coconut water. Coconut water is also a great type of, maybe sports drink. It doesn't have as much sodium. So what an electrolyte is, they're basically ions, and these ions get charged, and they're really these trace minerals. They're salt, potassium. They're in most of our foods. The water is the focus. The electrolytes are really because we're not absorbing maybe something from our food, and we can put a little electrolytes in our water by just a little salt.
Okay, add a little salt to your water,
a little salt.
and some lemon too.
Yeah, give it a little flavor. I like the agave. Also a little flavor for your water. Keeping the sugar level down is also really important. You can control it if you make it at home. and you can save money.
All right, natural sweeteners, natural ingredients, really.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
that's
going to make
what
the
I
difference. All right, so if somebody is showing signs, what are the signs of heat exhaustion, signs of heat stroke, and what do we do if we see it?
Great. So what happens if we start to see it? Normally, going to kind of heat exhaustion, your body temperature is starting to rise. When it starts to rise, you're going to start to maybe sweat a lot. Then the sweating can actually start to stop. Sweating is your body's cooling mechanism. If it stops and you get unconscious, or you start to have dementia or other types of neurological problems, you possibly would pass out. You are going into heat stroke. Call 911 immediately. This is life-threatening. And people are outside exercising in the middle of the day, you have to make sure you dial 911 if you see somebody passed out.
Don't give them water.
You know, if they're unconscious, you can't. They'll probably drown. You really have to try to cool them down with an ice pack. This is a life-threatening emergency. If you see them passed out, try to get them to shade. Dial 911 immediately.
We appreciate the advice. Thank you very much, Dr. Ziegler. And coming up